Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another stream. Sorry about that. My internet sort of cut out. But we're back live. Should be all good now. We shouldn't get disconnected again. I don't think. Should be good. Okay, but in today's stream, guys, of course, I want to give you guys an update. What's happening with Bitcoin? A fair few things, a fair few major news did in fact actually come out today. So I actually want to talk about it in today's stream. We have a fair bit of things to talk about. So before we get into the stream, guys, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. If you guys haven't already, let's get to 3,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate that. And let's begin with the stream. So right now, Bitcoin is still holding up pretty well at $30,000. You guys can clearly see that. It is still continuing to consolidate and hold up at $30,000. So I'm pretty sure we can all agree that 30K is in fact a new, support level for Bitcoin, right? We have in fact been seeing Bitcoin hovering at $30,000. So this is for sure, a new support level for Bitcoin, 100%, right? Yesterday we saw it at 30,600 around, okay, and now today is slightly dropping back down, currently at 30,300, but still, we're still, up, at 30K. So that's absolutely amazing to see, as always, for Bitcoin. Now, the entire crypto market today, okay, is down over 1%, 1.1%, and overall the global crypto market cap is currently at 1.17 trillion. So that's, great to see. 24 hours, you guys can clearly see Bitcoin not really moving. It's actually dropped slightly. Ethereum is actually down over 2%, BNB 1%, XRP 2%, Cardano and Dogecoin both 3%. Same with Solana. Okay, you guys can see Polkadot and Polygon all down over 3%. Litecoin 1%, Avalanche 1%, Shiba Inu 3%, and you guys can see Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has actually been pumping. You guys can see it's up 14%, over $200. So Bitcoin Cash has been pumping for the past week, for the past 7 days. I remember yesterday it was actually dropping. It was like just below 200, and now today it's above 200. So that's amazing to see for Bitcoin Cash. I don't know why it's pumping this much, right? I really don't know, guys, right? But overall, it's pumping. You know what I mean? So that's obviously great to see for Bitcoin Cash. But yeah, other altcoins today are not really moving for the past 24 hours, but for the past 7 days, we obviously have in fact been seeing a fair few pumps, and that's really all that matters. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're going to see some more corrections. We're going to see the market, not really move as much and consolidate. And it's fair, we have in fact been seeing the market pump like crazy. You know what I mean? So it's understandable why the market is not really moving today. But I have a fair few charts to show you guys in today's stream. You guys can clearly see Bitcoin right now is back at 30K. We know that, right? And the last time we seen Bitcoin at $30,000 was last May. So it's been a year, okay? Ever since then, okay, May, we have seen Bitcoin at $30,000, right? And ever since then, we saw Bitcoin actually drop below, down to $20,000. Okay, and the reason why Bitcoin dropped that much at that time, like at this time right here, was because of Terra Luna, right? Who remembers? At that time in May last year, 2022, we saw Terra Luna absolutely collapse, causing Bitcoin and the markets to drop. Okay, and that's why we saw Bitcoin drop massively. And ever since then, we didn't see Bitcoin at $30,000. But right now, okay, pretty much 1 year later, here we are, and Bitcoin is obviously back at $30,000. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like this U shape. Not really, but you guys can clearly see that, right? It is in fact back at 30K. So that's absolutely, amazing to see for Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, right? This is in fact pretty much a baseline for it. Okay, we did in fact see Bitcoin touch above $31,000 a fair bit of times, but we haven't broke above that just yet, right? We saw it, at 30K and of course above $31,000, but we haven't actually seen it above, $32,000, $33,000, $35,000 just yet. And I really do believe once we see Bitcoin at $32,000, I think that's when we'll really see Bitcoin, pump. And this chart is indicating that Bitcoin could potentially pump 50%, meaning, like July or even August or September, we could potentially see Bitcoin at $46,000, which is very realistic, right? I told you guys, my personal price prediction for Bitcoin this year alone in 2023 is around $50,000, right? Over $50,000. So this chart is pretty realistic. You know what I mean? 100%. Okay. For all the people out there that think Bitcoin's gonna, drop back down to its previous lows, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't think we will ever see Bitcoin back down at 20K or below 20K ever again in history. Okay, it's all ups from here, guys. Okay, this is, you know, the next bull market, right? The beginning of the next bull market. We're obviously not 100% there yet. We're still in a bear market, but this is slowly the, you know, the next beginning of the next bull market, right? We're just in its early stages. Okay, so that's that. And these are in fact the levels to watch, right? All the way up here, $31,000, and of course, most importantly, $32,000, right? We shouldn't be looking, you know, back down at, you know, $25,000 or $24,000 ever again. Okay, I don't think that we will in fact see Bitcoin back down at those levels again. The next levels to watch is up, right? So $31,000 and of course $32,000. And right now, obviously, Bitcoin is still holding up very well at 30K. Okay, we know that for the past few days. So these are in fact the next levels to watch, guys, for Bitcoin. Okay, so be excited for that because we will in fact have another leg up, right? We really will. So 55K Bitcoin towards the end of this year in 2023, just like what this chart is showing. And you guys have to understand, it's not just me predicting that we will in fact see, you know, Bitcoin hit $50,000, you know, towards the end of this year in 2023. It seems like a lot of people out there are also agreeing that we will in fact see a 50K Bitcoin or over 50K Bitcoin this year alone in 2023. And a lot of people out there are in fact, you know, predicting that we can actually go way higher than 50K. People are saying we can even go up to 60K, even up, you know, back up to its previous all-time highs, which is absolutely crazy. You know, time will tell, we will see, but there's a lot of things happening right now that will cause Bitcoin to pump. And I might get to that in the stream, right? Because a fair few things I want to talk about, like I said, that will in fact cause Bitcoin to pump, and of course not just Bitcoin but cryptocurrency in general. Okay, but yes, $55,000 in the next few months, very, very possible. That's a very realistic price target. Okay, it really, really is. Right, just think about it. Right, for the past few months, Bitcoin has obviously been pumping like crazy. Okay, so this pump and this rally that we have in fact been seeing will continue on to the upside. Okay, so be excited for that for all my Bitcoin holders. Now, this chart is very important, right? What we saw back in March, okay, we saw Bitcoin pump out of nowhere back up to like $23,000, $24,000, okay, and then it had a correction back down to $20,000, right? Who remembers back in March? Okay, so it had a breakdown, okay, and then actually pumped back up, and then had a little rest, right? We saw Bitcoin sort of consolidating, and then it pumped again out of nowhere. It just pumped right back up to the upside, okay? The same thing could potentially happen where we are right now. So we know Bitcoin reached around $31,000 in April, and then it was forming this downtrend, right, for the past few weeks. We all know that, okay? So it was in fact forming this slow downtrend back down, right, to around, and it hit around $24,000, just below 25K, $24,700, okay? So breakdown, and then it pumped, right? And right now, Bitcoin is in fact consolidating. If I show you guys right here on the 1 hour time frame, right, you guys can clearly see that, right? It is holding up very well at $30,000, right? So that's where we are right now, and it could potentially have a pump, just like what it did back in March. I'm a big believer of patterns rhyming. Okay, it's like clockwork. Okay, and you know, history does sort of repeat itself, right? It really does. So it seems like right now we will in fact have another leg up. Okay, so Bitcoin is still in the right path right now. It's clearly consolidating. I really do believe we will in fact see another leg up for Bitcoin. Okay, back up to $31,000, and of course reaching 32K. And if it does touch $32,000, that's going to be a new high for this year alone in 2023. Okay, so pretty exciting times, right? It's pretty exciting times. We will see, guys. Now, buying Bitcoin. Buying one Bitcoin in 2050 will be like this. Okay, this is pretty funny, you know what I mean? It's a joker looking at a whole bunch of cash. Okay, this is obviously worth millions. This is probably millions of dollars worth of cash right here. Dirty fiat money, right? So buying one Bitcoin, guys, I'm telling you guys this right now, okay, it's going to be so much harder than buying one Bitcoin today. And that's why, you know, ever since I started this YouTube channel, I've been begging you guys to accumulate at least one full Bitcoin. Because you guys understand, Bitcoin obviously has a supply limit of 21 million Bitcoins. And on Earth, right? There's 8 billion estimated, right? Estimated of 8 billion people that live on Earth. So not even everyone can own like a percentage of a Bitcoin. That's how scarce Bitcoin is. So if you're watching the stream right now and you own one full Bitcoin or even like 1% of a Bitcoin, over time, that's going to be really rare to own, right? Especially if the demand keeps rising for Bitcoin, right? The price keeps rising for Bitcoin. Low supply, okay? High demand, right? The price will eventually keep rising, okay? Let's put it in another perspective, right? All the millionaires in the world, there's estimated around over 60 million people, I believe. No, yes, over 60, okay, million people that are in fact millionaires. Not even all the millionaires can own a Bitcoin. Just think about that, right? Just think about that, guys. That's how scarce Bitcoin is, guys. Like I've been telling you guys that many times. Okay, so that's why, guys, I've been begging you guys. I've been, mentioning this many times about this topic on why you guys should own one full Bitcoin, because it's going to be so much harder to adopt one full Bitcoin, to own one full Bitcoin, right? It's going to be harder and harder and harder because the price will keep eventually rising. Yes, I understand, guys. Buying one full Bitcoin today is at $30,000. It's like buying a brand new car, like a Toyota or something. You know what I mean? But if you really think about it, right? Buying one full Bitcoin now, 30K, versus buying one for full Bitcoin when it's at millions of dollars. Just think about that, right? It's going to be so much harder, guys. So yes, the year 2050, okay, the year 2050, this is what buying one for Bitcoin is going to be like. Okay, don't be like this person right here, guys. You want to take advantage now, because eventually Bitcoin will be worth millions of dollars in the next upcoming few decades, tens and years from now. Of course, I'm talking long term. I'm not talking short term, right? But I really do believe, less than 10 years from now, less than a decade from now, I think we will in fact see a $1 million Bitcoin, okay, 100%. So it still gives us a few years to accumulate Bitcoin at these prices. But you better take action now, because time is ticking, you know what I mean? We know the Bitcoin halving is obviously right around the corner, right? And, once the halving happens, that's when we're going to see Bitcoin pump like crazy. So you better take advantage now, guys, right? You better take some action now with Bitcoin and altcoins, because I'm telling you guys right now, the crypto market is going to pump, right, in the next bull market, right? 100%. And it's upcoming. We have less than 1 year from now. So take action, guys. Okay, no financial advice. Always do your own research. Okay, so that's that. Now, here's another chart that I want to show you guys. It's pretty interesting. It just indicate that we will, be going up from here, and you guys can see this purple line. That is pretty much when the halving will in fact happen. Okay, once it happens, we know what's going to happen for Bitcoin, right? That's when it's going to really pump. You guys can see in our most previous halving right here, there's also another purple line right here. Okay, and we saw Bitcoin absolutely pump. You guys can clearly see that, right up here. Early of 2021 and late 2020, we saw Bitcoin pump like crazy. Okay, the exact same thing is going to happen for 2024 and especially 2025. So be excited for that, guys, because you guys have no idea. It's literally gonna pump. Okay, over 6 figs. Okay, this is the moment where we're gonna see Bitcoin officially reach over 6 figs, 100K. Okay, towards the end of the year in 2024. Of course, 2025, I think it's gonna reach 120K, 150, and well above 200K. That's just my personal opinion, right? In the next bull market, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nothing compared to like the other bull markets that we have in fact been seeing. Okay, so be excited for that, guys. So this chart is indicating that, a new all-time high in 2024, yes, that's very possible. Okay, but $87,000, I think Bitcoin can go a bit more higher than that. I think towards the end of the year in 2024, I think we're going to see a 100K Bitcoin. Okay, and it's showing that, it's going to have a little rejection, and it could, right? But I don't think it's going to have this much of a rejection. And then 2025, yes, that's when we will really see Bitcoin pump, okay, the most. And of course, what happened in 2021 is what we're going to see in 2025, pretty much, right? So $110,000, yes, that's easily going to happen, easily. Okay, I think it can go way higher than $110,000, 100%, guys. Okay, so I'm expecting Bitcoin to be at least over 150K, 200K even, right? I really do see a 200K Bitcoin in the next bull market, 100%. I do see that, right? For sure. So we will see, right? Just think about that, guys, right? A lot of people are in fact predicting by the year 2030, we will in fact see a $1 million Bitcoin. A $1 million Bitcoin, right? So I think we will in fact see at least a 200K or even a 300K Bitcoin in the year 2025. Call me crazy, but I think that's very possible. Okay, but I'm gonna keep it hush. Okay, well, let's just stick with like 200K, 220K, maybe even 250K. Right, I'm gonna stick with that. But if it hits 300K, that's gonna be insane. Right, that's gonna be insane. So we know why Bitcoin has obviously been pumping for the past few days now, few weeks even. Right, it's because of BlackRock. Okay, BlackRock files for Bitcoin ETF applications. Okay, so a lot of institutions right now are in fact filing for Bitcoin ETFs, like Fidelity, right? We know, a couple of days ago, right? So a fair few banks and institutions and whatnot are in fact filing for crypto, right? Bitcoin, becoming crypto pro in a way, right? And news today that just came in, okay? Hong Kong's largest bank, HSBC, to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF to customers. This is absolutely insane, guys. And remember, right, over a year ago, China actually banned Bitcoin and crypto. They don't want to do nothing. Okay, they don't want to be involved with Bitcoin and crypto at all. And now Hong Kong, right, one of its largest banks, HSBC, to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs to customers. This is absolutely crazy. So it seems like you can now trade with Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know what I mean? So this is absolutely insane, guys. Okay, Hong Kong's largest banks files for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs to customers, right? Just think about that, guys. And this is obviously going to leave a spike, okay, a spike for the next bull market. And it feels like a lot of different banks out there, large banks, we're not talking about small banks, we're talking about large banks here. And of course, different institutions are in fact filing for Bitcoin ETFs. Okay, they're becoming crypto pro now. So I told you guys this many times that this will in fact happen. We know in the past, for the past few months and even years, a fair few banks have in fact been going bankrupt, right? They have collapsed massively, you know what I mean? They have shut down, right? So it feels like a lot of these banks and institutions, they want to do something with crypto, especially Bitcoin. You know what I mean? They know it's the future. And I know, right? Like, this is my prediction here, right? What I'm thinking right now. We know all of 2023, we have in fact been seeing Bitcoin pump, right? We know back November, Bitcoin reached, $5,000, okay? And it was pumping. All of 2023, you guys can clearly see Bitcoin was in fact pumping. And the reason why it was pumping, I reckon BlackRock was secretly buying Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at, 16K, even 17K, right? When it was below 20K. That's what I'm thinking right now. Because obviously the reason why Bitcoin pumped that much is because someone out there was buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin. Okay, so just think about that, right? That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? I think BlackRock was secretly buying Bitcoin. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. And that's why I think, okay, Bitcoin was in fact pumping for these past few months, especially all of 2023, right? Seeing these teaser pumps and recoveries. Okay, but yes, guys, this literally just came out today. The largest bank in Hong Kong filing for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs to customers. Absolutely bullish. And not just that, it doesn't stop there. Michael Saylor actually just tweeted this out a couple of minutes ago, literally less than 1 hour ago. Okay, Spain's largest bank. Okay, Spain's largest bank. Okay, exploring Bitcoin now. So a lot of these institutional, banks and whatnot aren't like exploring Bitcoin and crypto. It seems like it. You know what I mean? And I feel like, in the next upcoming few months and of course few years, more banks and institutions will start exploring into Bitcoin and crypto, right? So this is absolutely bullish, guys, right? And this is obviously going to, cause Bitcoin to pump even more in the next bull market. I'm telling you this right now, buckle up, because the next crypto bull market is going to be insane. It's going to be nothing compared to our previous bull cycles. It's going to be completely different. There's going to be so much FOMO. I'm telling you guys right now, there's going to be so much FOMO. It's going to pump, okay? And everyone's just going to, FOMO in. Please don't be that type of person. Please don't chase green candles, guys. You want to take advantage now, okay, of, these dips, right? And Bitcoin right now is obviously at 30K. It's obviously a great time to start, accumulating into Bitcoin, right? It really is. We are still in the accumulation stage. Okay, we really are. Okay, we're still in the buy zone, right? So please take this advantage now to take action in Bitcoin and crypto, right? But this is obviously not financial advice. So, always do your own research, guys, always, right? But that's that. Very, very bullish. Another major bank is obviously, exploring Bitcoin. So that's amazing to see, right? And of course, the Bitcoin monthly returns is now at 11%. We are for sure going to end of this month in the greens, 100%. Okay, we're coming up to July now in the next couple of days, less than 4 days now till it's July. So we are most likely going to end off this month in the greens finally, because you guys can clearly see in our previous years, 2022, 2021, and 2020, we did end it off in the reds. And you guys can especially see just last year, it was down 37%. The reason why Bitcoin dropped that much during that time in June last year is because of Terra Luna, right? A fair few things was obviously collapsing, causing Bitcoin and crypto to crash, right? And it wasn't just Terra Luna, it was also like things like Celsius, right? A crypto exchange going bankrupt, okay? Freezing people's, crypto assets. And this is why I always tell you guys to transfer your crypto assets to a hard wallet at least, or a trust wallet. But I highly suggest you guys to do it in a hard wallet, right? It's just more safe. I think that's the safest way to store your Bitcoin and crypto long term. Okay, and it's the safest way because it's offline, right? And that means no hackers can get into it. They have no access to it, right? And whatnot. And of course, you have your phrase keys. Don't share that around. Don't even take a photo of it. Store it somewhere safe, please. Okay, don't take a photo of it on your phone because it won't be safe like that, right? That's just my personal opinion, but that's that. So yeah, 11% for Bitcoin this month in June. Pretty good. It's looking pretty good for Bitcoin, right? And it's looking even better, right? The FinGreed index is looking even better than yesterday. You guys can see yesterday it was at 55%. Today it's at 59%. So we're still in greed mode, right? We saw yesterday it was in fact at 64, which means we were in fact around right here in the greens. Okay, but it's currently at 59, so that's still not too bad. We're still in greed mode. So it seems like everyone right now is obviously being greedy and there's a lot of FOMO, right? So I'm telling you right now, I think with news like this coming out, okay, with Hong Kong's largest banks, HSBC, to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, and of course this one, right? Spain's largest bank, okay, a fair few banks and institutions are in fact exploring Bitcoin and crypto. Obviously, if you really think about it, right, with bullish news like this, with some positive news like this for Bitcoin and crypto coming out, we're obviously going to see a massive pump in the next upcoming few hours, maybe, or in the next few days, right? We will see, guys, because this is looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin, right? It really, really is. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bitcoin reach $31,000 by tonight, right? Right now it's going at 30,400. So Bitcoin is in fact slightly having a pump. Let's go to 15 minutes and see what Bitcoin does. But it is in fact slowly bouncing back up. You guys can clearly see that, right? For the past few minutes. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Pepe is down 6% today. So it is in fact having a slight drop. But yeah, a fair few altcoins today are in fact, having a drop as well. So that it's understandable, you know what I mean? But in other words, Bitcoin is pumping, right? You guys can clearly see that. Slightly, nothing too crazy though. 30,400. It's nothing too crazy. But it's looking pretty good, okay, with all of these institutions and banks filing for Bitcoin ETF applications. You guys already know what's going to happen, right? We're going to see another pump, okay? They are secretly buying Bitcoin, guys. And this is why I always tell you guys, right? Even a couple of weeks ago, who remembers, right? A couple of weeks ago, the SEC was spreading so much FUD, so much negative news, causing Bitcoin to drop and the markets to drop, especially altcoins like Cardano, Polygon, Solana, Filecoin, Mana, right? And many more other altcoins, calling them a security. And obviously, once they announced that, we saw the market drop. But literally 2 weeks later, here we are. Bitcoin is now back above $30,000. A fair few of these altcoins in the market, right? If you have a look, are in fact slowly recovering back up. You guys can just clearly see that. You know what I mean? And I told you guys to ignore the FUD, ignore the noise. They want you to be panicked. They're trying to spook you. So that way you panic sell and they buy in at a cheaper price. I've been telling you guys that many, many times, right? So this is a great example of simply just DCA and HODL. That is simply it. If you want to win in this crypto market, right, you simply just got to HODL and, of course, DCA. Okay, buy in. Okay, buy low, sell high. That's it. Buy low, sell high. And of course, long term, right? If you want to invest into crypto long term, I highly suggest you guys to stick with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's exactly what I'm doing, right? You guys know I am, in fact, a long term investor. And my main investments and my biggest holdings are obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, you guys know that. So I obviously invest into other altcoins, but my main investments are obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Because I'm here for long term. I'm not here for short term. I am here for long term. Okay. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Okay, we'll see what's gonna happen with Bitcoin tomorrow. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. But right now it's currently at 30,400. And by tomorrow, we will see if Bitcoin can actually bounce back up to $31,000, right? So we'll see, time will tell. I'll keep you guys posted and updated, of course. If you guys don't follow me on my social medias, you definitely follow me. It's always linked in the description down below. Follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter, especially on Instagram. I'm mainly more active on Instagram. I'm trying to be more active on Twitter as well, but I'm trying, guys. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like tweet as much as possible, but we'll see. Just follow me there if you guys want to see more of what I'm doing off of YouTube. But on that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.